welcome to yoga. I'm very happy that you can join me. We're going to do stretchy today, all about the stretch. So let's get started. We're going to get started sat on a block. That's a nice way to start. If you've got a block, then get on it. See if you can move the fleshy part of the bottom out of the way. Get those sit bones connected to the block, and then just find a comfortable position that you are happy to stay in for a little bit of time. Okay, so thinking here, I mean, I'm not teaching you how to sit, but let's think about our seated position. So thinking here about shoulders stacked over hips, we're thinking about this nice opening through the hips if we can get there. If this is uncomfortable for you, use cushions or blocks to prop those knees up so you've got a little bit of support. So we want to just draw those ribs in and down. We're thinking here about this kind of that stability through the core section. I'm going to draw the shoulders up towards the ears and just find a little bit of space. So we're just going to do this a few times. I really like to take the hands to my thighs because then I can actually feel that space that I'm creating as my hands move up and down my thighs. So I like that, but you might not like it. It's up to you. So just rolling those shoulders back. And then when you're ready, let's take them forward. I always think that that one feels just a little bit peculiar, which is probably why we don't go straight to it. Okay, when you're ready, we're just going to pause. Find your natural seated position. Now, don't fib your actual seated position. So do you collapse a little bit? It's really interesting, just finding how we generally spend our time compared to when we really think about how we're seated, what we should be doing. So our core plays a really strong part in that. Okay, that's where our stability comes from. Okay, so we're just going to close off the eyes. And now we've talked about being seated, we're going to talk about breath. So we just want to start to just take those inhales and those exhales. Find your natural rhythm when all of the distractions disappear. Just simply breathing in and breathing out. Noticing whether your breath is shallow or whether it is deep. Noticing whether it is like a belly breath or if it gets kind of trapped in the chest. Just noticing where that breath goes. Okay, so we're going to start to see if we can breathe into the belly, okay? And we're going to take some even breathing. So we're going to breathe in for 4, out for 4, 5, 6, and so on, and then come back down. All right. So here we go. Let's take an inhale for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Take an exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Take an inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Noticing now where your breath goes. Noticing the rhythm of your breath. Is it still shallow? Maybe it's lengthened now. Just bringing some awareness into that and how it's making you feel. When we slow down our breathing, we naturally start to feel just a little bit calmer, a little bit more in control. Something that we can always use in our day-to-day life. Whilst you're feeling calm, maybe set yourself an intention for today's practice, whatever that might be. Today, mine is going to be focusing on everything I can do and not what I can't do. doesn't feel that important. Celebrate the successes. Okay, when you're ready, you can open up the eyes if you would like to. We're going to switch out those legs just to balance out through the hips a little bit. Just noticing where you're seated now. Have you started to revert back to that position that you find yourself in more often than not? Or are you still sitting nice and tall, nice and controlled here? Okay, we're going to take the hands to the outside, interlace the fingers and go behind the head, thinking about those elbows, moving towards opposite walls and thinking about that openness through the chest. We're going to take that elbow down to the right side, just stretching out that side body. We're going to need to keep some tension through the core because we want to be stable. If you find that you're starting to bring that left elbow forward, then we're just going to come up just a little bit higher, okay? Keep the neck nice and relaxed. Maybe a smile, maybe just a little treat. As you take the inhale, feel the ribs begin to separate. As you take an exhale, notice that shrinking. And then coming back up to center, let's switch it out. Left elbow comes down, right elbow lifts. Take an inhale, feel the ribs begin to open up, feel the lungs lift. As you exhale, find that shrinkage, feels nice. Take another inhale here. And exhale. Coming back up to center. This time, take the right hand down, lift that left arm up and over. Take that right elbow in towards the body, open through that right shoulder. You're going to reach that left hand towards that side wall. And then come up, let's switch it out. Left hand's going to come down, right arm is going to lift. Sweep that arm all the way over. Draw that left elbow in towards the body, open that left shoulder out. Take a really nice stretch over to the left-hand side. Let's switch it out. That right hand is going to come down. Left arm is going to lift. This time we're going to take the chest towards the ceiling. And then we're just going to take a little fold over to the right side. We're not going to get as deep this time because we've opened the chest towards the ceiling. There's nowhere really for us to go. Take a nice deep inhale, lift that chest, find space. Maybe the gaze is looking up, wherever is feel comfortable, it's up to you entirely. Switch it out, that left hand is going to come down, right arm lifts, take the chest towards the ceiling, open, roll that right shoulder back a little bit. Bending into that left elbow, drawing the elbow in, let that left shoulder roll back. Keep the neck nice and relaxed. And then come up to center. Lovely. Okay, take the hands behind the head, elbows out to opposite walls. Find that pinch between the shoulders. Drop the chin to the chest, roll down through the spine. We might not get very far, or we might get all the way down. It doesn't matter. We just want to find that stretch through the spine. And we want to feel the skin stretch over the spine as we begin to come down. And then when you're ready, we're going to stack each vertebrae and start to lift all the way back up. Lift the chin towards the ceiling, open up through the throat. Think here about the elbows coming to opposite walls. Find that really nice stretch through the shoulder space. And then let's go again. Drop the chin to chest, elbows come towards the ears. Begin to just roll down the spine. Take a moment. And then lifting all the way back up. Chin up towards the ceiling, open those elbows to opposite walls. Okay, last one here, drop chin to chest, elbows towards ears, and then roll down through the spine. Once we're there, release the hands to the mat, and then start to walk those hands away. Find a stretch through that spine, just imagining that your chest is coming towards the floor or towards the mat. Draw the belly out of the way. See if you can find a little bit of a deeper fold here. I would encourage you to spider up the fingertips, to push back into the fingers, to find that really nice connection between you and the block, but you'll also get a really nice stretch through the shoulder space. From here, walk the hands over to the right side. Left hand is going to place down on top of the right and then drop into that left shoulder. You're going to find a really nice stretch through there. Keep the neck relaxed. Walking the hands back through center and then over to the left side. You've guessed it. Right hand on top of left. Drop that right shoulder slightly. And then relax into it. Find that deep stretch through the shoulder. And then coming all the way back through center again. Let's walk those hands back in. Okay, let's get rid of the block. We can pop it there. From here, we're going to take that right leg long. Grab hold of your strap. Sitting up nice and tall. Turn the torso over that right leg. We're going for stretchy, so we want to hook that foot. Draw elbows in towards the body. Find length through the crown of the head. Grow nice and tall here. And then begin to just fold over that right leg. Push through the heel, almost so the heel is lifting off of the mat. We want to feel real strong engagement through the quads here. Draw those elbows back. We don't want to be rounding through the shoulders. We want to find space through the chest. Imagining on every inhale you grow taller. Every exhale, imagine nose coming towards big toe, nose to toe. Brilliant. Okay, from here, we're going to release the strap. Let's take that left hand behind us, stretch that right arm all the way out. We're going to push up as we do, squeeze the glutes, lift through the front body, push down through the pinky edge side of that right foot, reach the right hand towards the back wall, keep the neck relaxed, find freedom in this pose. Just enjoying openness down the front body. Keep squeezing the glutes, keep lifting the hips. And then when you're ready, sink the bottom back down, come all the way back down. Beautiful. Okay, let's switch out. Left leg is going to come long, right foot comes in towards the inner left thigh. Sitting up tall, bring that torso over that left leg. Get your friend, get the strap. Hook the foot, elbows in towards the body, find openness through the chest, push through the heel. Take an inhale, lift and lengthen, exhale, fold over that left leg. Doesn't matter where you get to, we just want to feel a stretch down the back of that left leg. Move the belly out of the way, see if you can just find a little bit more space with every exhale. This is about as far as I'm going today. But as my intention said, I'm going to celebrate that and be really proud of myself because that's where I am pausing for today. Okay, when you're ready, release the strap. We're going to take that right hand behind you, reach forward with the left hand, push down through the right hand, begin to squeeze the glutes, lift through the hips. Open the chest towards the ceiling, push down through the pinky edge side of that left foot. And then enjoy that openness down the front body. Keep control of the neck, but if you would like to open through the throat, if you like that sensation, and just drop the head back just a little bit more. Okay, and then sinking the bottom back down, coming all the way back down. Lovely. Okay, let's make our way to a tabletop position. All right, so we're going to work through, let's call them freedom cows, shall we? So we're going to go rogue. We're going to take the movement that feels good for us. So you can stick with the traditional cat-cows if you want. As you take that inhale, drop the tummy. And as you take that exhale, you round through the spine. But if you would like something slightly different, then make that move whatever you want it to be. So you can be moving between child's pose, you can be moving in circles. Just take that time to feel into what feels good for you. Always would encourage that whatever you're doing one side, try and replicate it on the other, just to keep ourselves nice and balanced. But if one side requires a little bit more TLC than the other, there is probably a good reason for that. Okay, when you're ready, we're just going to start to move back to neutral. Don't rush, take your time, there is no rush. We're going to set ourselves up in a tabletop position. So we've got our shoulders stacked over our wrists, we've got our hips stacked over our knees. And from here, we're just going to take the feet together. We're going to take the knees as wide as the mat, sink the bottom back onto the heels, walk the hands away, sink the chest down, take the spider up the fingertips and sink a little bit lower. Really find that space through the shoulders. Okay, coming back up into your all fours. So coming up into your table, we're going to move straight through into a puppy. So walk those hands forward, keep the bottom stacked over the knees, sink the chest down. If that feels good for you, you have further to go. You can always come to rest on a block or spider up the fingers so you have further to move your chest down towards the mat. Hanging out here. And then from here, we're going to spider up the right side. We're going to bring that left arm. We're going to sweep it underneath the right. Come into a thread the needle. Rest on top of that left shoulder. Walk the right fingertips away. Find the stretch through that right shoulder. Keep the neck relaxed. Maybe that right foot or heel could move away from you, straightening through that right leg. Try and keep those hips level where possible. And then take that right knee back down, push through the hands, draw the left arm out. Let's swap over. Take that right arm underneath the left, come to rest on the left shoulder, walk the left fingertips away, and then extend that left leg as the last thing that you do. Keep pushing through that heel if it feels good for you. Just sitting with the breath. And then left hand pushes down. We're going to take that left knee back in if it's extended. Hands come down. Okay, so we're in our table. Let's extend that right foot away and push through the heel. Draw the core in. We want to think about that belly button coming right towards spine. Okay, so almost thinking about this bottom section being one absolutely solid unit of strength. Okay, we want to be nice and secure here. Pushing through that heel. Okay, let's lift through that right leg and extend that left arm. We're going to stretch ourselves from fingertips to heel. And then left hand plants down, right knee plants down. Take the right foot out as a kickstand. Left leg's going to come long. It's all about the stretch today. Take that left hand up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale here. Take a gaze up. And then take that left arm alongside the ear, finding that stretch through that side body. If you want the extra challenge, you can lift through that left leg, really working into the core here. If you do not want that, then don't do it. Okay, left foot's going to come down if it's lifted. And then from here, that left hand comes down. Okay, so the toes on that left side are connected. We're going to push through the heel. Again, draw that belly right in towards the spine so that we're really solid. We want to keep those hips nice and level. Keep pushing through that heel. When you're ready, let's lift through that left leg, extend through that right arm, and then stretch from fingertips to heel. Keep squeezing that glute to keep that left leg lifting. And then right hand comes down, left foot comes down. Take the left foot out as a kickstand, right leg extends. Lift that right hand towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, can we reach a little bit higher? And then allow that arm to come alongside the ear. Finding that really nice stretch down the side body, all the way from the fingertips down to the pinky edge side of that right foot. If you want a little bit more, you can lift through that right leg, finding some strength through the obliques here. Stay with it, keep that breath. And then lowering through the right leg if that's where you are. And then that right hand's going to come down, knee's going to come down. We're going to take that arm, we're going to move straight into a frog. So take the toes down, take the knees as wide as the mat. And then we're going to take those feet behind the knees. So our legs are at right angles. Come down onto the forearms, draw under the belly, so nice and strong here. We don't want to be collapsing into the lower back. Push down through the forearms. Better still, if you've got cushions to pop under you, you won't have to do that. You can just totally relax into this. So we're looking here to find that really nice release through the hips. If you're kind of more of a movement person than a static person, you can always put a little bit of a bounce in there if that feels good. This is a time to explore, okay? So really just feel into what your body is asking of you. Careful not to collapse into the lower back, so keep that core switched on. I know it's a stretchy class, but there's always a little bit of strength in there. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to just bring those feet back in, tuck those toes, engage the core so you can bring the knees together. You're going to sit back into a narrow-legged child's pose just to decompress. So bring the knees together, bring the forehead down to the mat. Allow the hands to come behind you. Allow the shoulders to just come over the top of the knees and find that stretch across the back. So breathe into the back here. So we want to really visualize the breath filling up the lungs and moving the back ribs. Feel the press of the breath against the thighs. Maybe the shoulders become a little bit heavier over the top of the knees. Okay, when you're ready, start to come back up. We're going to find ourselves back in our table and we're going to tuck the toes and we're going to push straight back into the start of our down dog. So take a nice deep bend into the knees, sit back into the heels, find the stretch underneath the feet and through the Achilles, through the calves. When you're ready, start to float the bottom up towards the ceiling and just start to pedal out those heels. . 'Cause 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 'c
Okay, from here, let's take that right leg high, find a three-legged dog. Allow that left heel to come down towards the mat. It's okay if it's not there. And we're just going to circle with the hip. So just imagine you're drawing a circle with that right knee. Take it in one direction and then switch it up and take it in the other. One definitely feels a little bit stranger than the other. When you're ready, take that right foot to the outside of that right hand. Okay, so whilst our hands are connected to the mat and we feel safe, play around with that hip space. So just starting to move over the ball of the foot, over the toes, just to find how you feel there. Okay, if this is a bit strong, you can always take that back knee down. Totally fine. Okay. From here, we're going to take the left hand down. We're going to turn the chest towards the ceiling or towards the right wall, and we're going to open out, reaching that right hand up towards the ceiling. If the back knee is lifted, think about lifting the knee towards the ceiling and the heel back. Nice, strong back leg. Okay. Bring the chest back round, drop that back knee and untuck the toe. From here, we're going to start to work into that hip space. So this might be just fine for you. If you've got a little bit more, take the hand to the inside of the right knee. Just begin to open ever so slightly. So if this feels uncomfortable, you can shorten the stance. If it feels uncomfortable, don't do it, okay? So up to you. If you want to start to lift the sole of that right foot and bring the chest round, if that feels good for you, then do. If it doesn't, then don't. Bringing the sole of that foot flat. From here, grab a block if you have one. We're going to take the weight over that left knee, so our hips stacked, and then take the toes on that right side towards the ceiling. We want to sit up tall. We want to draw that right hip in towards the body. We want to inhale, lengthen. As we exhale, we're going to just fold over that right leg. Use your block to give you some stability. Okay, we really want to make sure that we are lengthening here. But if we're rocking all over the place, what we don't want to do is hurt ourselves. Notice if you're gripping maybe in the knee. If you are, relax that kneecap. See if you can just start to kind of use your breath to relax into it. And then bend through that knee, take that right foot flat. Okay, hands are going to come down, tuck the back toe, lift through the back knee. And then from here, right foot's going to join the left. Pedal out those heels in your down dog. Oh, there's a lot of clunks and clicks going on here. Okay. From your down dog, we're going to lift that left leg, come into a three-legged dog. And then start to use that knee to draw circles. If, like me, you choose the easy one first, prepare yourself for the one in the other direction. When you're ready, start to find the weird one. Okay, and then when you're ready, that left foot is going to come to the outside of that left hand. Keep the hands down to the mat and just play around as you just rock over the toes, the ball of the foot, and just find that movement into that hip space. And then again, option if you want to bring the back knee down. If you don't, that's fine. Take the right hand down, take the chest towards the side wall, open that left hand to the ceiling if it feels good. If the back leg is lifted or the back knee is lifted, think about pushing back through the back heel and lifting that knee towards the ceiling so we've got a strong back leg.
Okay, bring the chest back round, drop through the back knee, untuck the toes. We're going to now have options. If you want to just take that left hand to the inside of that left knee, you can start to just gently open. Maybe the sole of that left foot begins to lift, bringing the chest round to the left side. Finding somewhere that you're comfortable just to be. Okay, bringing that foot nice and flat. Take the hands down. Going to tuck the back toe, lift through the back knee, left foot comes back towards right, pedal out those heels. Okay, from here, we're going to jump or step or wander to the top of your mat. Doesn't matter how you get there. From here, we're going to just take a moment to hang over the legs. So make a frame around the head with holding opposite elbows. And just sway from side to side. Notice if the neck is holding tension. If it is, then just see if you can release that tension by focusing in on the area. Just allowing that space across the shoulders, that heaviness of the elbows drawing you down, that really nice release through the hamstrings and the lower back. Swap the elbow grip, take the weird one. Swaying from side to side. And then slowly and carefully, just taking your time here, stacking each vertebrae on top of one another. And then when you're at the top, just shaking it out, finding a little bit of space through the body. Lovely. Okay. So we're standing up nice and tall. I need to mind my light. Standing up nice and tall. We're going to take the arms up above the head. From here, we're going to take that left foot up off of the mat. And we're just going to start to move over towards the right side. Thinking here about lifting, lengthening, finding space. Holding here for a moment. Coming all the way back through center. And then moving straight through into a warrior three. Lifting that back leg, reaching those hands forward, drawing that left hip down in line with the right. Coming all the way back up, lifting that left knee. This time moving left knee towards left side. And now bringing it all the way back through center and taking it down. Beautiful. Allow the arms to come down, give yourself a little shake out because we're going on the other side, okay? So here we go, take the arms above the head, draw that core in so that you've got some stability, lift through that right leg, okay? Starting to tilt down to the left side. Okay. Coming up. And then moving straight through into a warrior three, lifting through that back leg, dropping through the torso, drop that right hip in line with the left, coming up to standing, draw that left knee up, keep pushing through the heel, knee in line with the hip, and now open that knee out to the right side. Keep breathing back to center and then drop through the legs. Allow the arms to drop. Have a little shake. Fun noise. Okay, nice stuff. All right, so at the top of our mats, I'm going to take a nice step back with that left foot. Take the back foot parallel to the outside of that outside of the mat. That's what I want to say. I'm going to take that right knee down to the elbow and Just find that opening through that left side body in a side angle. And then we're going to move straight through into triangle as we straighten up that right leg, and then take that right hand down towards the mat. If you find that this is a lot, then use a block to hold on to so that you can find that stability. Imagine that you are squeezed between two panes of glass. If you have space, that left hand can come all the way behind you to touch the top of that right thigh. Open up through that left shoulder. It is stretch-tastic today. Okay, from here, let's windmill those arms towards the mat. We're going to switch out. So take the hands down. We're going to take the right foot back, and we're going to switch out. Left foot comes forward. Come up through your back foot is now parallel to the outside of the mat. Take the elbow down to that left knee. Lift that right hand up towards the ceiling, and then sweep it over past the ear. Find that really nice stretch from the fingertips to the pinky-ish side of that right foot. And then finding our way straight through. We're going to start to straighten through that left leg. Right arm comes up towards the ceiling as we take the left back of the left hand to the inside of that left knee or to the inside of the calf. And we want to think about squeezing between two panes of glass to tuck that butt. Make sure it's not sticking out. Okay. From here, bend into that knee, that front knee. Take the hands down to the mat. We're going to take the knees down, find yourself into a table, and we're going to move straight back into a child's pose. Take the forehead down. Take the hands behind you. Allow the shoulders to just melt over the top of the knees. Really breathe into the back body. Take some nice deep breaths here, allowing the heart rate to settle. Okay, from here, nice and slowly coming back up, we're just going to move the feet out of the way and slowly come down to a resting position on our mat. This is a time to grab a blanket or a jumper or whatever you need to just feel comfortable. Any issues with your lower back, you might want to take the feet flat and the knees towards the ceiling. Maybe take the feet slightly wider so that the knees don't have to, so they're not pointing out, they can just drop in. Up to you where you take your arms, maybe out to cactus arms, find that openness through the chest. Maybe you want to pop a cushion underneath the shoulder space to allow the chest to lift and open just whilst we're in relaxation. Lots of different options, but absolutely take your time, get yourself set up so that you are ready. Okay, so today's relaxation is going to be about breath, body, and mind. So just finding that comfortable resting position, all distractions have gone. Allow your breath just to find its normal, natural rhythm. Take a full breath in through the nose. Imagine yourself growing taller on the mat. Feel the connection of your body to that mat as you relax deeper and deeper down. As you exhale through the nose, release the shoulders back and down. Allow the ankles to relax, the feet to drop out. Maybe the fingertips curl in. Take a few moments paying attention to the breath, settling in to an even and smooth rhythm. With the awareness of breath and the length of your body on the mat. See if you can generate a deep sensation of gratitude just for the breath itself. As you do, notice the breath moving in and out through the nose. Remember how precious that one breath is. This next one too that's coming, invite in the feeling of wonder and awe as you sit with the next 3 cycles of breath. You breathe in. You breathe out. You breathe in. You breathe out. You breathe in. You breathe out. Next, draw some attention to the heart, feeling the heartbeat beat. Perhaps even in the quiet you can hear it. Still aware of the breath, but noticing and listening to your heart. Inviting in an awareness of the miracle that is the heartbeat. Sit, breathe in, breathe out. Feel the heartbeat. Still aware of the breath, aware of the heartbeat. Draw awareness to the form of your human body. It's here, it's functioning. The breath breathing, the heart beating. Noticing whatever it is that arises when we notice that unique fortune of our human birth. There will never be anyone quite like you. Here in this body, you have everything you need. You have power, you have strength, you have compassion. You are kind, you are powerful. You are humble, and you are sweet. You have everything you need in you to find happiness, contentment, and joy, just from within. Sit with that feeling just for a moment as you breathe in and you breathe out. At this point, I would ask you to go back to your intention from the beginning of class. Revisit it. Find those feelings of power, of joy, as you start to think about awakening the body, starting to move the arms maybe high above the head, stretching out as you wiggle through the toes and the fingertips, and stretching through the body bit by bit. There's no rush. And then when you're ready, slowly make your way back up to a seated position, and I will be here.